welcome back to my channel. I'm continuing my freak show slash circus series. I meant to kind of keep this going over the last couple days, but a lot has happened since I posted the ringmaster look, both good and bad. So I just took an unplanned break, but I'm back. So today we are going to be doing one of my circus act slash freak show makeup looks, and this is going to be the snake lady. I basically kind of based it off of the old freak show characters that weren't really, there wasn't really anything wrong with them, but it was more that they were people who were heavily tattooed that made themselves look like lizards and snakes. And you know, back in the day, like especially the early 1800s, tattooing in the States was a fairly new practice, and not a lot of people had them. So if you had them, you were considered a freak. And I guess some of that stigma still exists today. So we're gonna do a snake look. But first, I have to set up my area. All right, so first things we're gonna do is the eyes. So I'm gonna grab a little concealer and just use it as a primer. I'm just gonna melt it into the skin with my fingers today so that not a lot of the product ends up being taken off, because I want this to be very bright and vibrant. I start with the color Stinger on a big fluffy brush. And we're just gonna go in right under the brow and really make sure the goal of everything is to have it up, pulling up and away and back. So putting this right on the brow bone with a big fluffy brush, because we want to have these snake-like features. So you want to bring it down into, so right along the bridge of your nose, bring that highlight color down. Well, I guess it's not really a highlight color, but just this yellow color down the side, so that it looks very pulled in and narrow. For some reason, just like everyone does green for snakes, and I want to do like blue and yellow and green and like just a little bit of purple. So that's what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna go into the color Starry Eyed next on the same brush. It's just really light blue, and put this in the crease. So just along that yellow, and same thing, we're gonna wing it out at the end and bring it in to the nose. And when the colors blend, it'll create a really pretty like green. So now I'm gonna go in with color Sweet Spot on a flat packing brush. This is just like a kind of Crayola yellow, like the color you think of when you think of like a yellow, like sunshine, really bright. And we're gonna put this all over the lid. I'm just gonna pack it on all the way across the lid, so you can really build this color up, because it is gonna come off green in some places where it's meeting the crease. And then again, just work it into a wing. Now I'm gonna take a really tiny smudger brush and go into the color Lumi, which is this really foiled color in the Blue Moon palette. And we're gonna put this right on the inner corner, just right on top of whatever we already have there. Now time for some eyeliner. We're gonna go in with the NYX Gel Liner. Put this on a liner brush, and you're gonna wanna really fill up your brush with product. And then I kind of form my brush into a point using the sides of the pot. And then we're gonna put this on the lid. So we want a really winged out, not straight across, but just kind of following your eye shape, and then really bring it in on the inside. So let's start in the middle of the lid and work our way out. All right, so as you can see, I brought it all the way in to like the inner corner of my nose, And then I brought it down from the wing as well, which I made really thin. And I'm gonna even pull it from the inner corner more. I want it just a little more pointy. So I'm gonna go do the other eye because this took a while, and throw on my mascara and lashes. I'm using Lash Paradise mascara and the Naked lashes from Ardell in the style 422 because I don't want to take up too much of my lid space with the lashes. So now that the eyes are done, they're very pulled back, they're very snatched. I want to do the brows, and I'm not gonna do anything crazy with them. I could go really dark and like black, but I think because I want the rest of the face makeup just to really shine, and because I'm wearing a wig, I'm just gonna take brow gel and brush them up so that all the hairs are sticking up, almost like if you were going to glue them down, but in a way that looks like really purposeful, like they're kind of thin because we have like a scaly, you know, hairless look going on everywhere else. So, and I think that will help the eyebrows just kind of disappear into the look. Now we're gonna go on to our base makeup because I do want to do a bit of foundation with the way that I want this to look. So a little bit of pore blur just around my nose and my mouth. Okay, and then foundation. I want to put some foundation on too because I really need the like powders to stick to something. So we're gonna put a little bit of foundation on. I'm just gonna use a brush so it's nice full coverage so I can go over any of the mistakes under my eyes. Then for concealer, I don't want to put any under the eye really. I think it looks fine the way it is, but we want to make the nose look really slim. So I want to really bring up and highlight this part and then really widen here out, and then pat, pat, pat with the brush so it doesn't really move around, just lightens it up and almost kind of flattens that area until we add the other colors. I'm going to take a black pencil from NYX. This is the Jumbo Milk Pencil, and just get right in that waterline. So I'm not going to use any of the purple like I thought I would. So now let's move on to the snaky part. I'm actually going to throw on some powder so that our foundation doesn't move. This is the Locket powder from the KVD Vegan Cosmetics. I need a wig cap, a stocking, something of that nature. Pull it down around your neck. And then I'm gonna do this in sections because I already have my lashes on. But we're gonna go right from the brows and just pull it back. Oh, this one has a big old hole in it. Well, that won't work. Let's just push this back. Okay, so right over the brows is where your like sweet spot is here. And just make sure your hair is kind of all going back. Don't worry about this hole too much. So we have it here. You can put it over your whole face if you don't have your lashes on like I do. So I'm gonna go in with a pigment. You can use loose pigment, you can use pressed pigments. Does not really matter, but you wanna get a pretty dense face brush. And I'm going in with a blue shade first. So this is the blue, it's a light blue, and you know the drill. Starting on the outside, going really heavy with how I'm packing it on. And I'm just going up and down. You don't want to use sweeping motions because the fabric will move too much. So even if you know you're covering like your whole face with this, kind of like I am, you still want to work in sections and kind of, you know, work your blend, work your product placement. And I'm wearing a wig with this, so I don't really care if it gets in my hair. It's honestly probably better if it does. I'm not taking this off yet because I'm switching colors and we don't want to mess this up. So now I'm gonna go into a yellow pigment. Same thing, we're just going in the middle. So overlap with your blue a little bit. And then we're gonna basically stamp this on the whole middle half of our face. We're gonna lift this off, and there is absolutely barely any scales. Well, there's some, but it's hard to tell. And you can't really go back over it. So it's hard to see on camera. Hopefully it's picking it up there, that there is some scales. So I'm just taking a little bit of yellow now and blending it down from the scaly part from where we had the cap. Spray it down here. And then we're gonna contour with that blue. So I'm taking a really thin shadow brush and we're gonna bring it down from the eyebrow straight down. I'm so upset this isn't showing up on camera because it's really picking up in person. Like, I mean, it's really dark and blue and really pretty. So hopefully in the pictures it'll show up. Now we're gonna put the cap back on and do the bottom of the face. So this obviously looks crazy, but you wanna go just under your eyes and then we're gonna contour with the scales. So I'm gonna pull this down kind of tight. On the contours of the face, you can see the scaling a lot better. Even more scales. I want like the bottom of half of my face too. So this is just really like playing around with whatever method works best for you. So this time I'm only gonna put it like to my nose and go from here. To make this look even more reptilian, I'm gonna take some of this liquid highlight I have from Makeup Revolution called Mermaid Scales. And we're gonna drop a little bit on the nose. So it just looks really shiny. And then I'm gonna take a little bit on my fingers, pat it on my cheeks. Now for our lips, we want them to look really pointy. So you wanna go from your Cupid's bow, take a lip liner, and create like an upside down W essentially. Okay, so you make the W, fill in, working down, so fill into your lip, and then you take it and extend it just from the top into like a straight line. Now my personal lip color of choice is this dark teal color. We're gonna just work very carefully with this. So just trace over what you outlined. And it's gonna look kind of Joker mouthy at first, but then you just take a little brush and clean it up. I hated the way the corners of my mouth looked, so we're just gonna take the foundation brush and blend that lipstick in while it's still wet into our contour. Okay, and I think the very last step is I'm just gonna take a little bit of the black pencil on a little brush that I have and create those little nostrils that just go straight up on a snake. So just take the little bit of black product and just create 2 little dashes on your nose. We're gonna throw on the wig. This is actually a new one I just got sent to me for review. Oh, it's an actual lace front. I didn't know that. I thought this was a hard front wig. Look at that. So it's just this really pretty green. This is actually gorgeous. What? I did not that the wigs I get sent are bad quality, but just, you know, I keep my expectations low nowadays. So, oh, this is just pretty. This is so pretty. It's so dark green. We're gonna, for now, I think I'm just gonna tuck the lace under. Maybe, you know what? No, I'll cut it off. But let's just put has the little side clips, which is great because I love for that to just grab onto my hair. And then when I cut the lace and everything, it's super tight. Where is my hairline even at in here? Hello? Okay, let me cut this lace off and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have the lace cut off. I'm very much obsessed with this wig. This is the softest wig I have ever gotten. I mean, straight out of the package, obviously. It's not going to be tangly or anything, but it is, I mean, this is probably as real as this can look without it being real human hair. And this wig was under $50. I'll link it down below, but I mean, the waves, I don't want to take this off. This is beautiful. It's so thick and it has a bit of a widow's peak, which I really like, especially for this. So, feeling it, liking it, loving it. Anyway, this is the end of the look. If you guys like this freak show series, make sure you let me know down below. Make sure you like this video, share it, tell your friends about it. And yeah, subscribe so you can see the rest of them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.